Career guidance will give each student an opportunity to know which like am I pursuing this career and what am I going to benefit from this career and how am I going to get market from the career. So those are the questions which you're going to answer when you are elected as president, like how after joining and how your career will benefit you and how even the school can market you outside there. Then the second agenda, it was about education seminars.
All right.
So these education seminars, they are going first. I think I said earlier that these seminars will not only be in our school, but it will be good if the school administration, good if, and please, I think if the school administration will consider this point, if they allow our students to also visit other institutions, you see, it will give us at least an understanding or like you see we're done with school, we saw our colleagues out there how they're carrying up themselves, like now the next step which are going to do is this. So the seminars will just like benefit us both academically, socially, mentally, and also like how the next step to take after school. You know, like someone who is doing electronics, you know, nowadays you can just do a diploma and go to KTC and finally be a teacher. You know, it's not a must to go. So at least when you even go to like a KTTC, that's a Kenya Training Teachers College, like an electronic like for CMD, you know, at least they guide you like, you know, young man, it's not a must to go through this. Okay, you know, it's not bad to continue the studies, but if, you know, yeah. The third point, it was like curriculum activities. Yeah, mostly the indoor games. That's a point which I tried to push. And I think there's a day I sat with the director and he talked about expanding the hall, which I'm still waiting to see, but he told me to react. But so let's give him time. You know, nowadays fund understand. So let's give him time. But he planned to adjust the hall, increase it in size, and at least add some indoor games. You know, these activities will just help our students to be alert. Not like, you know, just participating in an activity like chess, needs you to be upright and you need to be focused, you know. So after that activity, you know, mostly the students will be visiting that hall when they are free. So that when they come to class, they don't have something like called hangovers. Like they are swift, they can understand, they can pick anything, and they can understand the concepts which are being taught in class. Yeah.
All right. I think we've just heard what Dominic has said. You heard that, Mr. Brian. All right, now it's your turn.
I like to concur with my opponent, my very able opponent on that, the issue of co-curricular activities, because I think that I'm also trying to push for if I get into office. That's tomorrow. And but my first agenda, that's the topmost agenda, is to build a student-centered leadership. It's something I've explained to the student, and for those I've engaged with, I think they have understood me well and what I mean on that. And then we have the issue of sanitation. You realize in the school, mostly the classrooms are dirty and maybe our latrines, they're stinking. The management should do something about it, or they should engage with the students to ensure or have a way of ensuring that the environment within the school is clean, making it conducive for students and even the teachers to be in classes. And then we have the academic trips is an issue we've been talking at. We tried it. I tried to engage with some other students, including my opponent here. We were thinking of after we had a trip to Manga Hills in Kisii like a month ago, and we were planning on visiting maybe Kisumu, Nakuru, or Mombasa. That's if we'll agree with the students and the management, because it's the students who are going to facilitate that. It's the money from their pocket that are going to facilitate that, and not the management. So I think that's an issue, or I think that the management will agree with us, because it's not them to use their funds. And the other thing is timeliness to class. Or before I go to that, there is we have drinking water in school. You realize you come in the morning, you have your money for lunch, your lunch whatever. You are thirsty. You need to get drinking water. I don't know if you'll use that water in the toilets for drinking, or I don't know if it's clean,
All right.
safe for drinking.
Mhm.
But it's a thing I think the management should consider having taps along the hallway. Maybe a single tap to help with the students. Instead of you coming to school, you are thirsty, you have to remove that. You have to get something out of that your lunch fee or your lunch money to get drinking water to quench your thirst. So that's a thing the management should handle, and it's a thing I'm going to push for. In fact, the moment I get into office tomorrow, by Monday, it should be a thing of the past. The students will be coming on Monday with taps in the institution to have to save and clean drinking water within the institution. I don't give empty promises. I know it's something that is doable. The management is able, the director is able to get us taps and fix them along the hallway to have safe drinking water for the students.
All right. I have got a question for you, Mr. Obeki. Do you think of this thing you've just mentioned that you are going to have the student-centered leadership without the school admin put into it? Do you think it's going to be possible?
When I say our student-centered leadership is what it is.
Yeah, that's what I want you to make us understand.
You should help me. You should give me time to explain that.
Exactly.
When I say a student-centered leadership, I don't mean that this council and the management goes into an office in an enclosed area, sits down, passes the recommendations, and that's it. Like whatever they say is what is done. Why not have the student council engage with the management and the students, the other students, to have all they want tabled before the management, discussed.
All right.
And from there, they can determine if it's doable or it's not. If it